like this group. Give it up for yourselves. Do your buns hurt? Cement buns? Just making conversation. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. We're going to have a Q&A with two of the guys that started it all. One's the creative director. His name is Chris Bryan. And the other is one of the original producers. His name is Eric Stow. Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going. Make some noise. We're going to do a Q&A. I'm going to come out in the crowd, and you guys can ask any question you want.
Can I ask a question, Daddy?
Raise your hand if you need to ask a question. I'm going to pop out. I'm just kidding.
How is it good?
Right? I don't know.
Yeah, we started it all. We didn't start it all. No.
We were there along for the ride.
We were there. We were there for the pilot. And I'm really sorry that Matt and Trey couldn't be here tonight. I know you guys are probably all excited to see Matt and Trey. But because they've been working so hard on the Book of Mormon and the last run that we did, it's awesome. Anyone who gets to go see the Book of Mormon, it's awesome.
Totally worth it.
But obviously they needed a break, so they took a break this summer, and it was well deserved. Orgasmo 2? Not in the works. Not in the works right now.
How about not currently?
Yeah. Are we supposed to just point?
No, I think
there's somebody walking around. There we go. Here we go. We have a question.
Another South Park special like Imaginationland?
Yes. Yes, we do need to do another Imaginationland. Okay. Next question.
Did Cartman originally have a dad and a sister?
Yeah. Yeah, as you just saw in the pilot, behind, the dinner, there was him and there was a father. And that was before the whole thing with Cartman's mom's a dirty slut and who is Cartman's father.
So it didn't really work out for her to be a slut and have a husband, really, so.
Correct. Yeah. But yes, you're right. Yeah, that was a thing that was added in the pilot before it was all thought out. Yeah.
What are the chances of another South Park movie someday?
I think the chances are good.
It's always talked about. Like, it's talked about, and there have been sometimes when we've come up with ideas.
Yeah.
But they get turned into shows.
Personally, being on the show, every time we get into a run and there's this great idea to do it, we always end up using it as an episode. But I think a lot of the episodes could have been movies, But with the movie you need music and it has to be really grand. And so another grand idea, it'll be another movie. Yeah.
What was the point of the last episode of the season? Was it just like the end, or what happened? Like,
it's a good question.
The end. Definitely not the end.
I think it's been announced now that we still have 2 years under contract, so we have the rest of this season, and then we have 2 years beyond that.
Make some noise for 2 years.
It is not the end.
And this is I'm sure this question will come up too, and we can probably handle it right now. And this is in standard South Park tradition, is that, the last show was a cliffhanger. It was meant to be a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And when we come back, do you guys want to know what the episode's about? Yeah! So do we. We would love to know, but we have no idea what it's going to be about.
However, at our wrap party with the last run of shows, a little bit of the crew was like, oh my God, is this the end of South Park? Because the media was like, this is the end of South Park. And Trey actually made an announcement, and he said, during the writers' meeting, we were toying with a few ideas of how the next show is going to be.
That's right.
So, yeah, so it's not the end of South Park. No. Not without my anus part 2.
What were the few of the ideas, for the next South Park movie?
For the next movie? There isn't really any. Yeah. To be honest with you, the way that we do the show and we do production, we do one show a week, and it's really, sometimes it's topical, sometimes it's really what Matt and Trey just kind of discussed during the writers' meetings that week. So, to answer that question is absolutely impossible. Yeah. It's just kind of like depending on what the feelings the writers are going to be in the fall. I don't. Maybe Charlie Sheen will do something really stupid again. I don't know. Who knows? And we'll do a show about that. It just never matters. You never know. Yeah.
Alright, just gotta say, huge fan of the show. I've been watching ever since I was a little kid. With that being said, I would really like to see you guys give me a beer right now.
A beer?
Yeah.
Beer. I don't know if we can do that right now. I don't think we can.
How old are you?
I'm not in high school. I'm kidding.
Oh, you were so close.
Just kidding. I'm 21.
So
But seriously, serious question. Has there been talk of them doing a new cartoon?
Not that I know.
No. I mean, I mean, from talking, they love South Park.
The last interview that Trey did was on with Matt was on the Daily Show, I think, was the public one, and he said he just loves South Park and he just loves the characters. The characters are so fun for him to write, and I don't think there's any other. We're not like Seth MacFarlane, where we're going to take on the Flintstones and do something that's been done, I don't know, 50 years ago. Yeah.
Hi, I want to say, first of all, this is a great 18th birthday for me.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, everybody!
Let's get her a beer.
Are you Olivia? Oh yeah, you were here yesterday. Give it up for
Only in
Olivia.
Canada.
Happy birthday, Olivia.
Happy birthday.
And speaking of Kenny, will we be seeing more of Mysterion?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, you guys are asking questions that are somewhere in some brain somewhere on the East Coast right now. Yeah, we don't know.
You know, I think it was the cool thing because, like, the Mysterion episodes, like, that kind of evolved and became a much bigger story, too.
Yeah, they really toyed around with the idea of who Mysterion was going to be.
Yeah.
It was great for Kenny, though. It was perfect. It really established more of...
I want to know how many people it actually blew their mind when they found out that Mysterion was Kenny. How many people out there?
Cool. 5. Cool. Cool.
Hi. Will we ever see 200 and 201 episode be aired on Comedy Central again?
Are there any Comedy Central people that want to field this question?
It's on the DVD.
It's on the DVD.
The DVD, but the problem is it's the way that it aired, so it does have all the bleeps on it.
Yeah.
I think the main question is we're ever going to see it unbleeped, and that's a really great question because, I mean, I don't want to really touch the topic, but it was a great episode
It was
find
an
out that
amazing episode.
Scott Tenorman and Cartman shared the same father. It was,
brothers.
it was, yeah.
That's good.
And reenactment. Okay. There's a reenactment of the episode.
Hey, I had a question. Living in Salt Lake City for about 6 months, I had a really quick question about with the Book of Mormon and the Mormon episode. What gave Matt and Trey the idea to actually go into making the musical and to doing the little episode on it? So I thought that was kind of funny because they got into detail the whole entire belief about Mormonism and stuff.
You know, they have always. I mean, that movie they did right when we started South Park. They did a movie. Have any of you seen it called Orgasmo?
Yeah, you mentioned Orgasmo. And Orgasmo actually is about a Mormon who goes to Hollywood because he wants to save up enough money for his wedding, and he ends up getting into the entertainment industry, of the adult entertainment industry.
Right.
So the Mormon, just the whole religion. I mean, obviously we've touched religion in a lot of episodes of South Park, but I think the Mormon religion, he's just like fascinated by it.
I think Matt said it best. He said he loved the fact that it was like, it's an American religion, and it's in our modern time, so you can look at the roots and actually see how it was born and see how it was formed and what it is now, and like Christianity, Judaism, everything else, that's so long ago that nobody really knows. You have books and writings, but this one was in America. Like, it started here like 200 years ago. So I think it's like pop culture for religion, I guess.
I mean, I went to college with Matt, or you did too. We went to college with Matt and Trey. And I don't remember him talking about Mormons very much. No. I even actually went to high school with Trey, and he didn't talk about Mormons then either. And I had one Mormon friend, and I don't know if he had any or not, but obviously there's been some study that he did with the religion and him and Matt have had these discussions that led to, the show and the movies and the play.
I had a question.
Okay.
Cartman must be pretty messed up to not knowing that he grinded up his own father and fed him to his half-brother. And when he found out that it was his dad, that the only thing he cared about is that he was half ginger. So he must be pretty messed up to think that.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Now that you said it that way, that's pretty fucked up. Yeah. Pretty messed up, yeah. Yeah.
More questions. We can all agree that was pretty fucked up.
Way fucked up. All right.
Two
Way to
parts.
point that out.
First of all, I'd like to celebrate my friend's birthday.
Another birthday.
Happy birthday, friend.
Keep it going for Pat, everybody. He just turned an undisclosed age, but
Happy
he's
birthday,
fucking
Pat.
sweet.
This is not the year of the fan. This is the year of birthdays.
The actual question is, which one of you has a better story about name-dropping South Park to have a good time in an evening?
Wow.
Are you gonna?
No, I mean, obviously we were both like sent from Colorado because we were both friends with Matt and Trey in Colorado, and we, going into Hollywood, and you have all the clubs in Hollywood, and of course you want to get into these clubs. But I don't really have a story.
No,
I mean, I can tell one. I could tell a story of a friend that I was with, and we were trying to get into
You
the
better
Sky
change
Bar.
all those names.
I won't even say the name. It was the Standard Hotel, probably about 8 years ago, which was the big hotel to get into. But anyway, we were going to the Standard, and I hope that train comes so you can't really hear what I'm saying. No, but we were trying to get into the Standard, and there was a long line. Of course, he went up to the front. He's like, "Hi, yeah, we're here to meet Matt and Trey. Like, Matt and Trey are supposed to come, and we're supposed to have drinks with Matt and Trey.
We need to get in
we
now."
need to get in." And they were like, "Okay, all right, we would love to meet Matt and Trey, so yeah, go on ahead on inside the bar." So we went inside the bar, and of course we sat there, and they weren't coming and everything, so we ended up decided to leave. So that was really the only name dropping that I've ever been around where we tried to use South Park to get into a bar. You think you knew better?
Well,
No, I honestly can't. I'm gonna be
honestly.
totally. That was another guy that did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another guy that we were with.
will Ike ever grow up?
Will Ike ever grow up? At this rate, probably not. I don't know. Maybe we'll do an episode where Ike is, older in the future. We did that kind of with Cartman, with My Future Self and Me, where we saw the
All the boys,
future Cartman. But I don't know if we'll ever do it with Ike because they just turned. I think the kids just turned 10. They just moved on to the next grade.
You guys should have like an episode like 20 years into the future where Ike is all grown up and then he goes to beat up all the other kids.
We've got some Ike fans over here.
That's right.
We've got some Ike fans right here.
When did the idea for Butters get started?
Oh boy.
Do you want to take that? How many did you guys actually see Butters in the pilot? So Butters is in the classroom. What a lot of people don't know is that Butters has been through South Park forever. It wasn't until season 3 that he actually got a name. We called him Puff Puff.
Yeah, we called the character Puff Puff for the first few seasons because he had that little puff puff on his head. And then there was one time where Matt was dating one of his college, I think.
That's right.
Girlfriend.
College girlfriend.
And he started putting ERS on the end of everything, and he's like, "Your little buddy, your little buddy,
Hey, buddy.
your little Butters."
Yeah.
But then they broke up, and it didn't work out, and so I ended up getting the nickname of Butters.
Actually, Eric is Butter.
And I'm
For
actually
those of you who don't know,
I'm actually the real Butters.
The real Butters,
the real Butters.
Butters right here.
Right. And the reason why is because in high school and in college I was 2 years behind Matt and Trey, and so I was always kind of like the little brother to them, and
Tagging along.
the little buddy, the
That's
little brother, and that's kind of where Butters came from. And coming from Colorado, I really seriously had the cookie cutter little childhood, and I was like the Leave It to Beaver, and so Trey kind of based Butters roughly on me. And actually, Crispy is based on Butters' dad. Butters' dad is based on the look of Crispy. So the next time you see Butters and Butters' dad,
you can think of us.
It's kind of like
that's us.
I don't have an evil villain. No, I wish. I don't see with my pants down, and I don't have an asphyxiated anus either. So
What were your realistic expectations when you guys were working on the pilot, and did you guys still think that you would be talking about it 15 years later?
I didn't think we'd be sitting here 15 years later talking about it, but I knew that we would see it on T-shirts, and I knew it was going to be a big success because I saw Trey first perform. It was kind of like, I forgot what the name of the band was, but he did it with a talent show, and no, it wasn't DVDA.
No,
it was,
this was way back.
It was like Satan's Offspring was the name of the talent show that we did. And he actually made fun of all the heavy metalers, the guys that wear the jean jackets that had like Metallica and all that's on there. And so that's the first time I saw him perform, and I knew instantly that he was able to, stir up the pot and talk about controversy. So that was the first time I saw it.
And I'll tell a true story that when I first went out to work on the show, it was one of those things that I was still living back in Denver working, and I had talked to you guys and said, hey, you said the show's going, and they said, you have 24 hours to like move out to LA and start working if you want to do it. And I said, oh, how could I pass up the opportunity? And I went and told my girlfriend, who's now my wife, thankfully, but moved out to LA. And I remember sitting in one of the houses, and Matt and Trey were actually talking about like how cool it is to be on a TV show, and I was a little nervous. I mean, I just left home. I sold my car and I moved out with one duffel bag to LA, like right out of college. And Matt said to me, he's like, dude, no matter what happens, you can tell someone you worked on a TV show. Like, that's the coolest thing ever. And here we are, 15 years later, never imagining that it would get to this point. It's pretty incredible.
It's cool. It's been a great ride, and obviously thank you from the fans. Yeah.
It's all you.
Yeah.
15 years because of you.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you think you'll ever bring back, like, Kristoph or something? Because he's so cute!
Kristoph.
Oh, from the feature.
Oh, the mole.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. He died. He died in the future, so I don't know if we'll ever see Kristoph ever again. The mole.
Because people who die in South Park never come back to life.
Except for Kenny.
Except for Saddam. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I mean, it's so often that we use characters only for one episode, and then we never see that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. I probably have one of the dubious honors of being one of the oldest people in the audience. I have a fond memory of watching the pilot on my prom night. So most people probably haven't even gone to the prom yet. In any event, I'm also from the East Coast, and so my favorite episode is Osama bin Laden has party pants.
I know.
But being an East Coaster, and particularly from the New York area, I thank you so much for that episode.
Why that episode in particular?
Only because it dealt with a time that where we were very, we were in a rough place, and that episode helped us out a lot. But in any event, I mentioned that because it is my favorite episode, so I want to know what your favorite episode was.
You know what? I have actually been asked that so many times, and it's after 216 episodes, it's so hard to actually pick your favorite. I mean, I think Matt and Trey say it all the time. It's like picking your favorite kid. I think it's really hard. I can tell you my favorite character. My favorite character. Give it up for Randy. Anybody like Randy? And I have to say, I love those. And Randy's one of those characters that's totally matured through the series. Like, he started out being the lame geologist dad, and now, like, when we do an episode, like, it's the crazy Randy, and I love that shit. I do.
Which is
really awesome.
Because Trey's dad's real name is Randy, and he's a geologist.
It's totally true.
And he seriously talks like that, so it's really funny that when he comes in, So, whenever I get asked my favorite episode, I always, one just pops out, and it's Good Times with Weapons.
That one's good.
I just love that episode. It's so funny. Not just because it's a Butters episode where you get to start as which never happened to me, just so you guys know. But it is one of my favorites. Yeah. I like any episode that we kind of do, like the World of Warcraft episode.
Different stuff, yeah.
That episode is awesome to watch in a big crowd, and I almost wish we could watch it tonight because it's so funny to watch with a big group of people.
You know what? It's amazing. That's one of those episodes and that was another episode, because usually do the show in 5 days. And that was one of those episodes.
It took 3 weeks.
Yeah, it took a lot longer, and like Blizzard actually got involved.
Yeah.
And came in and built specific rigs that looked like the boys. Like, they were awesome.
Actually, when they brought in, for a couple weeks we'd work with them, and one of the guys that works for Blizzard, he was the guy who was, sitting at his computer back in LA that's, killing the kids. He's based on one of the guys that would come in.
He is real.
And that was like a last minute thing, because we have a friend named Junichi Nishimura who's lives in Japan now, but he's really good at video games, and they were going to base that character on June.
Yeah.
And we actually even corralled him and everything, but once Trey got around the Warcraft guys, and they were like, I'm gonna make it that guy. That guy's gotta be that guy.
Why did you guys bleep out the movie If Life, and when you're talking and you end up cursing, that's not bleeped out?
Yeah, we don't have bleeps when we say fuck and shit and ass. Nice, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Well,
I guess we can say ass.
In the theater, it wasn't bleeped out.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all. But it's because it's a rated R movie. Like, when they show it on Comedy Central, they have to bleep it out unless they show it really, really late. And I think they usually advertise it as a unbleeped episode. Is it going to be bleeped tonight?
No.
Oh, you're in for a
I don't
treat.
think it's going to be bleeped tonight.
Yeah. Right up there, you're going to see it unbleeped.
Otherwise, it would mostly just be bleep, bleep, bleep.
And that's for whoever's birthday it is today.
That's right. It's out right to you.
Unbleeped.
Oh, hi. I'm super big fan of South Park. Absolutely love it.
Thank you.
I had a question about Matt and Trey.
Okay.
So I heard that Stan and Kyle are based off of them, so I was wondering, how similar you really think they are to Stan and Kyle?
Okay, that's a good question, actually. Because Yeah, they are often like that. Earlier episodes more so.
Yeah.
But as we had to develop and the show evolved, with the look in the show and everything, they kind of like whatever was story driven. But yeah, they're very much like those two characters. I think definitely for the early episodes. But yeah, Stan, Trey pretty much considered. I think he even said in interviews.
Yeah.
That Stan was based on him and Kyle was based on Matt. But even like there's a few characters in South Park that are based on real people in Matt and Trey's life, and yeah. So,
and I would
Principal
say,
Victoria,
I would say
Mr.
too,
Mackey.
like when we started the show with Matt's fro, like Kyle has a Jew fro because of Matt's hair.
Yeah, that's because of Matt's hair. Yeah, which he keeps shaved most of the time now.
Yeah, now he does.
But if you look at basketball or baseball, he's got
yeah, he's got the huge.
Which they did a horrible wig in there. I don't know if you guys have been into the art
That's
in
right.
there, but yeah, his hair doesn't look too bad.
How come you ended up not showing Muhammad, and are you ever going to?
Wow, what a
Well, we did
great
show Muhammad in the Super Best Friends.
We did.
When it originally aired.
A long time ago, season 5.
When it wasn't a big deal.
It was not.
But
I would say probably not. Probably.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but when we did that show,
there was a lot of tension, and that was unfortunate.
It's a very touchy subject, and I'm not gonna touch it.
Yeah. So next question.
Okay, well, I was in an internet chat with Matt Stone a few years ago, and he kind of dodged this question.
Oh, great.
I probably
So you give it to us now?
Yeah, that's
yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Now's a good time.
Well, obviously, it wouldn't want to